Hey y'all! We are going to be showing off a Glisten and Glow package tonight. I realized today that I am a little bit late on this one. It is still going to be in time for y'all to purchase, but my swatch deadline was today and I wrote it down for Friday. So we're going to open it tonight and show it all off, and then I'm going to swatch it ASAP. So we're going to give this a second for everyone to come in. This was sent to me by Glisten and Glow to show off and take photos for swatches and all of that stuff. Getting that out of the way for YouTube. I'm going to send this video to my broadcasting group really quickly, as well as a couple other people. There we go. All right. Give it a second for some people to come in. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. You're halfway through. It's Wednesday. If you have a typical Monday through Friday, you're almost there. Yeah, I'm just excited to get into this. I'm excited to hang out with y'all again. I know we've had a lot of lives lately. It's been so much fun. Hi, Sylvia, or Sylvie. We do this every time. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm very, very excited to get into this package. This is Glisten and Glow's Halloween collection. It's the Graveyard Glam collection. I have seen one polish out of here because I was asked a question about it and I had to go digging it out. But I haven't, y'all know I don't look at spoilers or see anything in advance. We open it all together. So I'm excited to get into these and see what kind of spooky stuff Jill has created for us. Hi, Leslie. So yes, very excited to get into this package. Hi, Laura. My package from you came today and I was so excited. I ran out and grabbed it, and then life has happened and I haven't opened it yet. But it kind of works out because the second part I need for it won't be here until tomorrow. So yeah, we'll get there though. We'll get there. Okay, getting into our Glisten and Glow package. Hi, Frida. Like I said, this is the Graveyard Glam collection. It is Glisten and Glow's Halloween collection. I have my info sheet here, which, as I said in the very beginning of this live, I wrote my due date down wrong. These swatches were due today, and I wrote them down as their release date instead, so that's fun. But it's all good. It's all good. I already told Jill I'm late. It's fine. Okay, we're getting into this because I'm excited. So we have the info sheet. Like I said, Graveyard Glam collection. This collection is already available as a full 5-piece set on Glisten and Glow's website right now for $52. And if you want to purchase the individual polishes, they will come out Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, so October 10th. On Glisten and Glow's website, 6 p.m. for $11.50 each. First one is Crypt Keeper Chic. Had to say that a little slower so I didn't mess it up. And this is, okay, so this is the one I've seen because I was messaged a question by a fellow swatcher. So I had to go pull my bottle out. This is a super pretty flaky bomb. It's just a myriad of flakies, like every color's in here. It's kind of on the like dark creepy side, which makes sense because it is the Halloween collection. It's very pretty. I feel like I'm way too far back from y'all. Okay. There we go. Now you can see those colors even more. It's super, super pretty. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I feel like that one's going to be buildable, but also maybe a topper possibility. Next we have Plot Twist. And also, y'all, Jill's labels like fill the whole hole, so I never even get a little sneaky peek into the box here. Ooh, okay. This is a Crelly. We have a white base, and then it has purple, red, and yellow glitters, maybe some orange too. It's very like circus vibes. It's also settled a lot because it has been sitting on my shelf, so we will definitely give it a good mix up. But the glitters are in various sizes. There's little teeny tiny baby ones. There's some bigger. I was gonna call them octagon, and that's not the right hex shapes. It's very like creepy circus. I wish it would focus for y'all. There we go. This is very cool. Definitely excited for that one. Jill makes fantastic Crellies. Next up, we have Nail in the Coffin. It is, ooh, it's a green. It is a flaky packed green. Look at those gorgeous flakies. We are green to orange to red to gold, perhaps, in a beautiful foresty green base. Hi, Sandy. Very, very fall. Tons of flakies in there. So many flakies. Next we have Headstone Sparkle. Oh, it is a gray base and it's got orange and purple glitters in various sizes. Ooh, look at that. Yes. If that doesn't scream Halloween to you. Okay. And then there's one more. And it is Rest in Polish. I like that name. And it is, ooh, I see. Oh, we are I want to say multi-chrome, and then Jill's going to come in here and yell at me because it's not a multi-chrome. It's probably a high impact shimmer or something like that. What does she call it? Oh, it's a magnetic. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I have to get out swatch sticks. I did not expect this to be a magnetic, which makes sense why it's not listed as a shimmer either. Okay, so we look like a multi-chromo base. I definitely see orange, pink, and purple in there. There are some hollow glitters or flakes, micro glitters perhaps. It's very shifty. I'm going to grab my flash as soon as I turn it up here so I can show you. There you go. You can see that shift more. And then you can see the little twinkles of the hollow in there. And then this is a magnetic, which, like I said, I was not expecting a magnetic at all. So I'm going to grab our bar magnet and see if we can show it on the front camera. Yes, we can. Ooh, you can see that gorgeous shift. All those colors we just showed in that bar magnet. And then it's definitely like a deep purple base with those hollow. I do think they're micro glitters. Again, we'll read the full description, but this is really pretty, and a magnetic from Glisten and Glow. I'm super excited that she's doing more magnetics. If you didn't know, Polish Pickup, what month are we in anymore? We're in October. Polish Pickup September, I believe. Jill did her first ever magnetic polish. It was gorgeous. It was called Huntrix, based from the Demon Hunters K-pop Netflix show, musical, movie, whatever words you want. She said if people liked her magnetics, she would be making more. So I'm very excited that we have another magnetic. I do have to grab a swatch stick, or two technically, and my glamour gear. I was not prepared for that. Jill threw me a curveball. Okay, do I have, ooh, look at that. I have 2 left in this package, and then we will start a new package of swatch sticks the next time I get in there. So I have 2 swatch sticks for that. I was not expecting magnetic. And then I also need a glamour gear from right here. I'm glad I put on real pants for this. You guys just saw. I would have given it away. Frida says, I'm wearing the PP one right now. It's gorgeous. Isn't it stunning? It was such a pretty polish. I loved it. So I'm very excited for this one. And yeah, okay, so we're opened. I know that was kind of a quick opening, but it's 5 polishes. Again, this full set is already available on Glisten and Glow's website. Hi, Ursulyn. For $52. If you want to buy the individuals, they will be $11.50 and available Friday, October 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern on Glisten and Glow's website. So that's all that stuff. And we're going to get into this. I will tell y'all, if you've been part of my Glisten and Glow lives recently, I usually have a chicken. If you know, you know. No, I usually have our chicken, which is our finished swatch wheel that Jill pre-does with 3 coats and glitter grabber and top coat and all that stuff, so I can just like show it to you all nice and beautiful and finished. She did not include that this time. It was forgotten. So we will be top coating these. It has been specifically asked that I show you these with glitter grabber and top coat. So we will be doing that tonight. So definitely make sure you stay tuned to see these at the end in all of their beautiful glossy glory. And yeah, I guess we're gonna get into it. That was a quick unboxing. I don't know if I just didn't chat as much as normal, or if it's just because there's 5, or I don't know, but we are going to get into it. We are also starting a brand new swatch wheel tonight. We finished our one last time. Frida says chicken. Yes, that is what I call the swatch wheel Jill sends me, because it's like, you know, when you watch a cooking show and you're like, oh, here's all the ingredients in a pan, and then they put in the oven and then they instantly pull out a finished one. So it's like, you know, I pull out my finished chicken. It's all baked and yummy and delicious looking. So yes, that's what I call it. My finished wheel is my chicken. So if you know, you know, and now you know. And we are going to flip you over. I also have opened a brand new bottle of Glisten and Glow's Glossy Top Coat for top coating tonight, because mine was getting a little bit low. And then I also do have our glitter grabber on hand for smoothing out these beautiful glitters and curlies that we have going on tonight. Hi, is Nanya Business. I love your handle. That's amazing. Although I guess I just added to it. It's actually is Nanya Biz, but I love that. That's fantastic. And yeah, let's flip y'all around and get into this. Scooch it down so I can see what the heck is happening, and zoom you in just a teeny tiny bit. Here is tonight's info sheet if anybody would like to screenshot this. So we are showing off Glisten and Glow's Graveyard Glam collection. It's a 5-piece set. You can buy the full set for $52 on their website already, and then individuals $11.50 Friday, October 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern, all on Glisten and Glow's website. So there's all that info if anybody wants to screenshot it for their use. And we are going to go into these. I have my swatch wheel ready to go. Sandy says, love G&G Top Coat and Glitter Grabber. Yes, they are fantastic. They are my reach shoes, especially using Glisten and Glow stuff. Hi, Mama. Anytime I do Glisten and Glow, I use both of her products. I try to do that with every brand just so you see what their products look like together. But if I don't have a top coat from a brand, then y'all, I'm usually using this or Victorian Barnage's Illuminate. Those are my two favorite glossy top coats, and their glitter grabbers. I love both their glitter grabbers. All right, getting into this, we are starting off with Headstone Sparkle, which is this one. Headstone Sparkle is a dark gray jelly polish loaded with various shapes and sizes of glitters in shades of orange, purple, and copper. I am already obsessed with this in the bottle. This screams Halloween to me. I'm going to turn on the air filter before we get into this, and we're going to go for it. Here we go. One coat of Headstone Sparkle. Now it is loaded with glitters, as all of Jill's glitter crullies are. It does recommend 2 to 3 thin coats. Y'all know I am impatient and lazy, so I stick to 2 where I can. Look at that beautiful sparkle. It's got like orange micro glitters in the very background. And then you have the larger orange one, hex glitters, and purple ones. It's very fun. Oh, we have glitter on the hand. Does that count as a real live, or do we have to wait till it's official polish? Does it? All right, well, it didn't flake off, so I'm counting it. All right, here is our opacity test. It's not horrible in one. It definitely needs a second. Now, it does say it's a dark gray jelly, so I'm not surprised that we need to build it up a little bit. Look at that sparkle, though. Very fun. This is definitely going to need glitter grabber. You can see it is already starting to dry a little textured, but that is because it is packed with glitters. I love this one. It is definitely quintessential Halloween to me. That was one coat of Headstone Sparkle. Hey, Celopes, how are we doing? Next, we're going to Nail in the Coffin, which is this gorgeous green. This is a dark green jelly polish loaded with color shifting iridescent flakes that shift red, orange, pink, yellow, and green. You can see all those gorgeous shifts in there. Again, it is labeled as a jelly, so we're going to need multiple layers for sure. First one going on. Ooh, y'all know I love me a good green. And look at all the flakes in there. Oop, I got a little heavy handed up there. Hold on. Let me get that little, get out there. There we go. I just had a little extra pigment there. There we go. Again, it is a jelly. We're definitely going to want at least 2 coats here. Very, very pretty green though. And then those gorgeous flakes. It's like fall leaves. All their color shifts. And the way they look against that green base. She's beautiful. That's 1 coat of Nail in the Coffin. Next up is Plot Twist. I love this. This is a white-based Crelly polish loaded with various shapes and sizes of glitters in shades of red, purple, brown, and yellow. Okay, the brown was unexpected. And I'm not sure what classifies as the brown. I feel like the big orangey looking hexes could be our brown, because it doesn't say orange in here. Which I guess you could call that like a cocoa coffee color, but because they're hollow, it picks up some color there. I love this. I don't know why this gives me like creepy circus vibes. Maybe it's the color. Maybe it's the fact of it being like a packed Crelly. But it just, you know, and also I don't like clowns, so I always associate clowns with like scary Halloween stuff. So maybe that's why. This is fun. This is a party in a bottle. This would be really good for like birthday manis too. It just looks like confetti. It's just jam-packed with all these fun, bright colors. Now, she doesn't actually say that these are hollow, but clearly they are hollow. So I will also put the flash on it in just a second to show off those larger hollow glitters. Hi, Mama Cherry. Welcome in. Okay, maybe is that brown? Sorry, I am struggling. I think this is purple. This big old one right by my thumb. It is. But I felt like maybe that could be one of our brown ones. Yeah, okay, those are our brown ones. So they are the like medium-sized hex. They're brown, but then when they pick up the hollow, they look orange. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense to anybody but my brain. But that's where the brown is coming in. All right, so as far as opacity, honestly, for acrylic, it's not bad in 1. I think we'll be fine in 2. Again, we're definitely going to want glitter smoother. Frida says, ooh, what's on your thumb? Oh, this is, what is the name of this? This is Reporting for Duty by Ribbit Stickets. It's coming to Little Box of Horrors this month. I just did a live on that 2 days ago, I think. You can totally go watch that. Actually, Frida, I think you were in there. I swatched it today, and then I did a cute little booba ghost Manny with it just because I thought it was cute, and it kind of vibed with it. But yeah, I am very into this plot twist. It's a lot of fun. I love Crelly polishes. I know there's a lot of people out there who do not, so I love that Jill embraces those. So that's 1 coat of plot twist. Laura says, I love that green. Sorry, I'm a little behind. The princess needed a pedicure. Okay, we'll forgive you. It is a gorgeous green though, isn't it, Laura? That is Nail in the Coffin. It's a green jelly base with those beautiful shifting flakies. Very much fall vibes there. Also, what color did Miss Maisie choose for her toes? I actually did mine today, finally. I've personally been wanting to for a little bit, and I've been so busy that I haven't gotten to. So, I finally forced myself to take time to do it today. Hi, Melissa. Is Nanya Biz says, love the nail art. Where did you get it? Oh, I did these. This is a plate from Pretty Fingers by Robin. It's Funny Halloween Ghost, Silly Halloween Ghost. Give me 2 seconds. Following Funny Halloween Ghost, it actually releases Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern on their website. It's a super cute plate. Laura says she picked VV. I will mess up an apartment. Nice. Very nice. It's a good color. All right, next we're going into Crypt Keeper Chic. This is a clear-based jelly polish loaded with several types of UCC flakies that shift blue, green, gold, bronze, orange, purple, pink. It can be used as a topper. That is a lot of colors in there. It is a rainbow of flakes pretty much. Hi, Just Shaler. Welcome in. Yeah, tons and tons of beautiful flakes in here. She says it can be used as a topper. I think we'll do a swatch of just one coat so you can see how sporadic, and then we'll do a built-up swatch as well so you can see the difference of that. I don't know why I'm trying to put it off to the side like I'm done with it already. All right, let's do it. Let's do, again, we'll do 2 swatches of it. So I'm going to do one swatch that's going to end up just being one coat. And didn't wipe anything off. So here is just going straight on one coat if you were going to use it as a topper. And then obviously we're going to go in with another one that is going to end up being layered up so we can see the difference of them. This is really pretty. I'm kind of annoyed because I felt like there was a big flake and then I moved it and now I can't find it. Okay, so I feel like I was lighter handed with what I thought was going to be topper, just because I feel like you would want a little bit lighter of a hand as a topper, and then this was it just coming straight out of the bottle as if I were going to paint it on my nail. Hi, Annie Marie, welcome in. So again, this is going to be our topper swatch. I'm going to leave it as is with one coat, and then we will build this one up into probably 3 coats would be my bet. We'll see what it looks like at 2. It'll probably end up 3 coats because of it just being a clear base with all those beautiful flakes. But look at the shift in those. Look at all of that color. That is so pretty. Those are the finest flakes I've ever seen. And look at how beautiful they laid down. Oh, I bumped you. I'm so sorry. Like, not a single flake sticking up out of that. Gorgeous. So that is our first coat of Crypt Keeper Chic. My mom says reminds her of Mardi Gras. I do see that. I keep thinking mermaid. Like, it makes me think of, like, scales. Very cool. And then last but not least, we have Rest and Polish, which is our magnetic. It is a black-based magnetic polish with a dusting of shimmer that shifts pink, purple, and a scatter hollow flakes that once magnetized reveals blue, purple, pink, and red. Let me get a hold of my magnet here. All right, so honestly, y'all, even unmagnetized, this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. You can see that beautiful shift in there. And then those hollow microflakes are already twinkling. We're going to grab our magnet and see if we can get it to stay for a bottle shot, maybe. It's so hard in the bottle. The darn air bubble gets in the way, or the mixing ball gets in the way. You can kind of see the magnet line. All right, we're just going to get it on a swatch stick. We're going to get it on a swatch stick so you can really see it. I'm going to move our swatch wheel up there so I don't stick my hand in it. Here is the Glamour Gear. And then we're going to do a velvet as well as a normal thing, whatever words. Oh, also, my mom mentioned the other day that I could totally be doing it like this because there is a bar magnet here too. But my OCD just wants to still do it here because that's how I always do it. I don't know. Frida, I keep seeing a flash of what? Green, gold on me? I don't think it's on me. Hi, Crystal. Because I've got this on this hand and this on this hand. Hi, Jill. Ooh, okay, Frida, you're talking about the flash of gold in here. I think that is because you're seeing the very edge there, which it doesn't say. I do see some green. Let's see. Shifts pink, purple, scatter hollow flakes, and then blue, pink, purple, pink, red. But I do see where you're seeing green and gold at the very edge of that, which once we're magnetized may not show as much, but I do see where you're seeing that. Hi, Jill. Yes, I do see where you're seeing that. So let's get it magnetized on the actual swatch stick so we can see it a little bit closer. I personally do find magnetics to be quite a bit different out of the bottle compared to in the bottle, especially strength. Like sometimes in the bottle you're like, oh, that's such a strong magnetic, and then you pull it out and you're like, oh wait, it's just because of the high concentration of pigment in a bottle versus on the swatch stick. So we'll see. First of all, let's talk about that opacity. Look at how opaque that is. Second of all, here it is really quickly unmagnetized, so we can get it down there. I don't like to play with magnets too long. We'll do it a second time. Oh, let me zoom y'all in so you can see that a little better. Look at that gorgeous line already. Jill says, I see the gold too. Yes, and it definitely could be the bottle. We always know how that does. So we're going to all find out together. It's going to be a giant mystery together here. Ha, I just realized I'm wearing a Scooby-Doo shirt and we're solving a mystery. All right, here it is again, really quickly unmagnetized. It's stunning. And then I'm gonna put it down and let it velvetize. Again, still not sure that's the proper term, but that's the one I use for it. I'm gonna let it set for a second. I'm actually gonna grab a drink while that sets. Okay, let's see this baby. Yeah, I definitely think the gold was because of it being in the bottle, because I don't see any gold on our swatch now. I think that's just the way that pigment shifts in there. My mom says, oh, I love the color of that line. Isn't it beautiful? It's that blue, purple, pink, red in that line. Jill, I do use a lot of magnetic pigment. I work for 1 to 2 coats. Yes, the gold was just bottled, that way it shifts. Yes. Yeah, so the gold was coming out more because in the bottle you can see more pigment. And honestly, the glass bottle tends to like distort things a little bit too. It wants to almost magnify stuff. But then here we are magnetized, and you can see that beautiful magnetic line, and then we have that darkened black base. And of course it has hollow in it. Frida says it really looks like a galaxy. It does, especially with those hollow flakes in the background. They just kind of sit and sparkle. Hi, Tammy. How was your vacation? Sandy says gorgeous. It is. Here it is with flash. So you can see those beautiful hollow flakes in there. My mom says looks like outer space. Yes. Super, super pretty. I'm very excited to see this as a velvet. Y'all know I love a good velvet mani. I also love the ease of a velvet mani. So let's grab it and see how we did. All right. Ooh, that blue really kind of glows off of there. And it shifts between that blue and purple. Definitely different vibes there. Like, it's kind of crazy to me how different these are, because I feel like this one has more of that blackened base, and then you just see the color on the line, where this one is more of a blue-purple shift in general. Very different, very versatile. I'm excited to see this as a glass bead. Like, how's that going to be? Are we going to be like a black with just the circle of the blue and purple in the middle? That'd be really cool. All right, I'm going to get the velvet again on its own so I can do the flat. If I could hold it here. Good Lord, my hands are not working. All right, we're going to grab the flash and put it on that velvet so you can see the hollow flakes in it too. Jill says, hi, Chelsea's mom. My mom said hi. Jill says, yep, insane. It's so cool, and I love that it's different. So you're getting 2 polishes for the price of 1 here. Jill says, hi, we love your daughter. Well, thanks, Jill. Gorgeous. And y'all, look at that in 1 coat. Like, look at that. I mean, we're going to do a second coat because we need to do a second coat. But do you see that? It's opaque in 1, even this one with all the pigment pulled to the center there. Easy opaque in 1. You very rarely see that on a magnetic. Absolutely beautiful. Putting this off to the side. We'll see how many times I knock into it, because it will happen. And we're going to circle back to our swatch wheel. Jill says, yes. Yes, I love that it's opaque in one. All right, let me zoom y'all out a little bit here. Okay, so we just did our first coat of Rust and Polish. And we're going to circle back here to Headstone Sparkle, which is our dark gray jelly polish loaded with various shapes and sizes of glitters in shades of orange, purple, and copper. This one is so pretty. It is completely Halloween to me. Like, you say Halloween, this is what I think of. Now, it is jam-packed with glitter, so we definitely are going to do a coat of glitter grabber on it as well. Jill says this is my fave. I love this colors. Also, look at the opacity in 2 coats. Definitely good in 2 coats. It just screams Halloween. Crystal, the individuals go on sale Friday. Yes, they do. Individuals go on sale Friday, the 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern on Glisten and Glow's website for $11.50 each. If you want to buy the full 5-piece set, you can pick it up now for $52. It is on Glisten and Glow's website already. Y'all, this is just so pretty and so sparkly. I am going to put my flash on it. I know that it is not listed as a hollow, but I just want to show off the sparkle of those glitters a little bit more. Lord, can I please get this with flakes? I just can't do glitters. Ooh, purple and orange metallic flakes in a gray base. Yes, please. Sign me up. Crystal, been waiting to mix and match between the new sets. Oh, I totally feel that. And there's so much amazing stuff coming out right now, y'all. Like, okay, I'm not going to do label shots just yet since we are going to top coat these. I don't typically top coat these, but Jill has requested we top coat these since she forgot to mail me my chicken. So that was our second coat of Headstone Sparkle. I will do label shots in the end when they are all nice and gorgeous with their top coats. Jill says, I wish they made orange metallic flakes. Do they not? I know they make purple and teal and green. Do they not make orange ones? We need to get on someone. We need to get on someone. Okay, next is Nail in the Coffin. We're going to go with our second coat. This one is our dark green jelly polish loaded with color shifting iridescent flakes that shift red, orange, pink, yellow, green. Laura says, who do I need to email? Yeah, someone has to make them. Message Glitter Unique. Get them on the search. Nikki will find you some. It exists somewhere. All right, here's our second coat. Now, it is a jelly polish, so I wouldn't be surprised if we needed 3 coats, though I feel like I'm happy with 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 coats. Look at how much depth that has. Jill says, nope, none that I've seen from a vendor. I can't believe it doesn't exist. The limit does not exist. Sorry. Jill says, this is a fan favorite. I'm telling y'all, brands are embracing the greens this year, and so are nail polish addicts. Like, I've been screaming for greens for years, and everyone's, oh, no one likes green. No one likes green. But something about this year, y'all, everybody is into green, and I am so happy. I love how deep and sultry that got on the second coat. It's very, like, swamp-esque. Like, I'm getting Creature from the Black Lagoon vibes here. I love this. Jill, I legit only make greens because of Chelsea. Well, thank you. All right, Jill says 2 is great. 3 really darkens it. Fine, Jill, we'll do a 3rd. 2 really darkened it too, honestly. Like, my mom says green is the new black. Crystal, green is my second most bought color. Purple, then green, then pink. Laura says it's a millennial green. I love that everybody's into green. I really am. It's taken so long for everyone to jump on the green boat with me, and I'm glad they are. Also, I personally do have a lot of purples and pinks, and I don't wear them that often. Hi, oh goodness. I'm just gonna, I do not want to butcher your name. Mohit. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Please let me know what to call you, because I'm sure I butchered that and I apologize. There was our second coat of Nail in the Coffin. Jill says, yes. I'm so glad people are doing green. So glad. All right, next we're going into Plot Twist, which is our white-based curly polish loaded with various shapes and sizes of glitters in shades of red, purple, brown, and yellow. I feel like this really fits a Halloween vibe. It's kind of like Bag of Candy. I'm still sticking with my creepy circus vibes, but that's just because I associate clowns with scary and Halloween, and I feel like it fits a clown. I don't know. But also I do very much see like trick-or-treat bag full of candy. Here is our second coat. Now, it is a white Crelly, so we cannot tell on the white swatch wheel if we need 2 or 3 coats. I feel like it's going to be a 2-coater. I very rarely have one of Jill's Crellys that are not 2-coaters. Of course, if she says do 3 coats, we'll do 3 coats. But I feel like this one's going to be good in 2. And look at how much glitter is packed in there. Like, you almost don't see the white Crelly part of this because there's so much glitter. Jill says, this one reminds me of opening the bag of candy. 2 coats is good. Yes. We got the 2-coat okay, guys. It's so fun. Again, this is not listed as a holo, but I'm going to grab the flashlight to show the sparkle of those glitters off more. I just feel like you can see the colors of them a little bit better with the flash, and the fact that they are metallics. It's very fun. Again, definitely going to want glitter grabber with this one because it is a very glitter packed polish. And we want to smooth it out. Jill says, yes, metallic glitters. Yes, and they're so pretty. I'm very excited to get this top coated so you can see that gorgeous shine of them too. Celebs, it looks like confetti for a celebration to me. I agree. I did say that this would be good for like a birthday mani too. Like a piñata confetti kind of vibes. Next, we're going to go into Crypt Keeper Chic. This is a clear-based jelly polish loaded with several types of UCC flakies that shift blue, green, gold, bronze, orange, purple, pink. So every color of the rainbow. It can be used on its own or as a topper. I did do one thin coat here, which I'm going to leave on its own. So this is like our topper kind of consistency. I want to leave it alone. But we're going to build this one up in 3 coats and see what it looks like. My mom says, yes, from a confetti cannon. I totally can see that. All right, let's do our second coat of Crypt Keeper Chic here. There's a big flaky, and I want to try it. There we go. I want to get it in the middle there. All right, here is our second coat. We are going to build this one up to 3 because it is designed to be a topper or used on its own. So I want to see what 3 coats looks like. But I'm going to leave this bad boy alone, and we will just top coat it when we do top coat. Jill says, I love it over Hush Honey from the Hunting Wives. Do I have that within arm's reach? Let me see. I know it's over here. I just have to find it. Okay. Because Jill said it, I have Hush Honey right here. And because this one I know is going to be a 1-coater. So we're going to throw on 1 coat of and the purple one. Jill, you're throwing in the madness here. You're throwing in the madness. All right, here is Hush Honey, which this collection, y'all, is still available. Jill said, you don't have to do that. Well, I have it right here, so why not? Do I have the purple right next to it? I should have the purple right next to it, you would think. You would think my organizational skills. All right. Evil Sombitious is also from the Hunting Wives. We're going to do it also because I think the purple very much screams Halloween vibes too. So we're here. Let's play along. All right. We'll let those dry, and when we circle back to our 3rd coat of this one, we will then do a coat on each of those. Oh, sorry, y'all. I totally just bashed my knee on the desk. Okay, so this was our 1 thin coat of Crypt Keeper Chic, which is like our topper level coat. There's 2 coats of it, and then we are going to do it over top of the 2 creams from the Hunting Wives collection when we circle back to it. My mom says, purple, now you have my attention. Jill, I have been working hard to make collections work together. I love that. I love that I can spend my money on a collection and then I don't just forget it exists because I bought a new collection. I'm bringing back in our glamour gear here so we can do our second coat of our magnetic polish. Oh, good thing that was dry. All right. We're going back to Rust and Polish, which is our black-based magnetic polish with a dusting of shimmer that shifts pink and purple, and then a scattered hollow flakes. And once magnetized, it reveals blue, purple, pink, and red. Let's get it on our swatch stick here. We're gonna do our second coat of this one, which was very opaque in one coat, so I have no doubts about this being 2 coats. Easy. All right, really quickly unmagnetize. You can see that beautiful purple pink shimmer there. We're gonna set it down. Oh, I didn't zoom y'all in. Sorry. Zoom. There you go. Now you can see that gorgeous crisp line there, which actually my swatch is not flat. There we go. All right, gonna do the second one for our velvet here, which I have been enjoying velvets in one coat, but I've noticed recently the second coat really ups the velvet technique. Like it just shifts and moves so much more on the second coat. So set that down and let it set for a second. This is the worst part of lives. Waiting for things to dry. If we move that magnet too early, you're not going to get the vibes of it. And I want to make sure you really see its full potential. All right. That's about as long as I can wait. Too impatient. Yes, look at that beautiful line and how it moves on there. Jill says, these magnetics have been so awesome in various lights. Yes, I am very excited to see this outside. But honestly, I feel like my crappy kitchen light is just going to be the best for this because you're going to really get that shift in beautiful colors. Let me actually, I'm going to turn down my arch light a little bit here so you can see it in a dimmer lighting. It kind of reminds me of the Northern Lights, the way that magnetic line wants to move. It's beautiful. And then I am going to grab the flash so we can show off the hollow. Shaler says, I want this magnetic wheel so bad in this color. It's so beautiful. This was one that she brought to Polish and Beauty Expo. I knew instantly I had to purchase it while I was there. I do think she had some overflows on the site, but I'm not sure they're still available or not. Jill says, I ordered one too and it's en route. So I think she might still have some on her site. All right, there is 1 coat, or I'm sorry, not 1 coat, 2 coats done. I am going to turn the light back up. We're going to look at it full light and then I'll turn it back down. But here is our velvet. Yes, look at how pretty that is. It's so gorgeous. I'm very excited to do the glass bead method with this one. Oh, that beautiful shift. Shaler says it's like a galaxy. They're so pretty. Slope says that is gorgeous. It is. I am digging the velvet. Again, there's your 2 coats. Totally, totally opaque. Not even a question of it. I'll grab the flash really quick here and then we'll turn down the lights and show it in the lower lighting as well. Mom says that velvet's much prettier on the second coat. I agree. And I've noticed that a lot lately where I'm like, it's okay, but the bar is better. And then I do the second coat and I'm like, nope, we like the velvet better. Laura says, gorgeous. Can't wait to see your glass bead. I'm excited to do the glass bead with this one. Shaler, I'm going to look after this. I cannot wait to purchase a couple of these. Yes, it is fabulous. Let's turn down that light. All right, here it is in lower lighting as well. I think the pink really pulls more in the lower lighting. Very much Galaxy vibes. I can see some really cool Star Wars mayonnaise on top of this because yes, my brain always goes to Star Wars when I think Galaxy. It is what it is. Beautiful. We're also going to top coat this in just a bit as well, so you'll see it in its full, shiny, beautiful glory. Let me turn those lights back up. All right. Okay. I'm going to scoot this off to the side again, and then we will go back in with other things that need multi-coats plus top coat. All right. Jill wants us to do our nail in the coffin in a third coat. So we're going to do third coats of things that need third coats first, so then I can top coat everything at once. So we're going to go back into nail in the coffin, which is that beautiful dark green jelly with the color shifting flakes that shift red, orange, pink, yellow, and green. And we're going to do the third coat. Shayler says, I'm going to look after this. I cannot wait to purchase a couple of these. And Jill says, thanks tons. Yes. Yeah, they're so gorgeous, and she has so many other amazing things on the site, so make sure you definitely shop while you're there. Again, individual shades of this stuff come out. I worded that so weird. Individual shades from the Graveyard Glam collection release Friday the 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you want to buy the full collection, you can do that on the website now. The full 5-piece set is $52. Individuals will be $11.50. Here it is in 3 coats. I do see the depth that Jill said will get added in a third coat. Like, it did get very deep in a third coat. I personally don't think you need to do a third coat unless you absolutely really want to, or you just love that dark color. I don't wear a lot of dark polishes, and I felt like I liked the green level on 2 for me, but it did add a lot of spooky depth to it. And then the flakes, you got even more flakes in there, so it is just flaky, jam-packed. Jill says, third coat gets so vampy and dark, but not totally black. No, it is a very deep, but you're right, it's not totally black. And they have free shipping over $100 for US orders. My mom says the depth in the third coat is gorgeous. And Jill says, I love it as 2 as well. And Chris says, same on 2-coat preference. Yes, if you like deep, vampy things, I just realized I didn't zoom back out, y'all, and we're real up close and personal. Okay. If you like very vampy polishes, 3 coats to it. It is a deep green in 3. I prefer lighter colors, and I think the 2 was lighter for my personal preference, but I love that you have that option with this, that it could go either way. If you are more of a light green, go with your 2 coats. If you like dark stuff, you can easily go with 3, so it kind of works for everyone. Shay says, this is the second one I need. This is going to look good with my autumn colors as well. Yes, it is beautiful. This is fall leaves on a forest floor. It's gorgeous. And then let's go back with our Crypt Keeper Chic, which is that clear base loaded with UCC flakies that shift every color of the rainbow. That can be a topper or built up on its own. We're going to do a third coat of it, and we're also going to use it as a topper. Crystal, I like vampy, but I feel I could see more color shifts in 2, if that makes sense. No, I agree. I feel like the flakes got very deep too, so you can see those color shifts, but maybe not quite as much because of the depth of the green against it. I totally see what you mean, Crystal. Let's do our third coat here. So shiny, so metallic. I don't know that it would be completely opaque in 3, but I feel like it's almost there. I definitely will have to see on my natural nails what happens. Of course, if you have a strong visible nail line, you may want to do a 4th or sponge it, or just use a blurring base coat. But then the fact that this also can be used as a topper means you can put it over any color you want. So yet again, another very versatile polish. Speaking of that, we're going to put it over Hush Honey and Evil Sumbitious, which is 2 creams from the Hunting Wives inspired collection that dropped I think that was last month. Y'all, my months are so blurred together. Jill says, yes, we have over 85 polishes on sale. Many are for $5 or $7.52. We are clearing shelves. Yes. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Let's go in with a coat of this. Now, I am using this as if it was a topper, so I'm not applying a super thick coat, just like we did with our one there. Ooh, look at it over that gray. It got like shimmery, like this is metallic. It's metallic flakies. Or well, I guess technically they're UCC flakes, but they pull a metallic foil vibe to me here, where here they pull like, it looks more shimmery. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let's do it over the purple, which is Evil Some Vicious. Ooh, okay, I like it over the purple too. I also think it would be gorgeous over orange if you're trying to go for that Halloween vibe, or a bright green. I know I have like, can you imagine it over like a neon green like this? Like, ugh, but obviously not with it flakies in it already. I don't have within reach right now, but like a bright green with this over it would be so Halloween-y. My mom says, wow. Will that sale still be going on Friday? Shay said. Jill said, yes. And Taylor said, score. I'm sorry. Shay, I always do that. I always think of your name as Shay and Taylor and I combine it. She said score because I'm about to look after live and get my list ready. Yes, definitely make your list. Yeah, it's gorgeous over the creams as well. So obviously we make a stunning topper, and then it built up on its own. It's just, there's all the rainbows. Like it screams rainbow fish vibes, you know, the children's book. And again, I'm not mad at the 3-coat opacity. Laura, you could definitely put it over something that already has flakes. You could. I just feel like they want to compete, at least that specific flake in that one. I would want just a brighter green cream. Like I reached for this one originally, which is more of a Halloween vibe, and I feel like that will look really good on top of there as well. But then I saw the neon, so I'm kind of feeling like a neon green, but like I kind of want a neon green cream personally, because I don't want my flakes to compete with each other. But this is so versatile, you really could put it over anything. Ooh, a hollow base with this on top. Get extra sparkle with it. Yeah, definitely into that. All right, so that was our Crypt Keeper Chic. We're going to go in now and we're going to use our glitter grabber. I have Glisten and Glow's glitter grabber here. We're going to go in with a coat of this just to smooth everything out. I do think I'm going to use it on top of everything except for Rest and Polish, just because I don't think it needs it. Now, you can totally put glitter grabber over any polish. It doesn't have to be a chunky glitter. It doesn't have to be a thick flaky. It doesn't have to be a reflective. Like, you don't have to need to smooth something to use glitter grabber. You can go in with a coat of this and follow it up with your top coat, your shiny top coat from Glisten and Glow, and it's just going to make it super, super glass-like. But I don't feel like it needs it, so I am just going to go with top coat on that particular swatch. Everything else, I am going to go in with a layer of glitter grabber just to get it nice and smooth before we top coat it. My mom says, love the glitter grabber. Yes, glitter grabber is fantastic. Way back in the day, we used to just do 2 or 3 coats of top coat to smooth everything out. So having this to get in there and just fill in those little cracks and make everything so lush and smooth saves so much time and product, honestly. And it just does a fantastic job. So we are going to go through and coat everything with glitter grabber. Shay says, I love this glitter grabber. It makes polish so plump. Yes, it does. Jill says, yes, skip the magnetic. Also, with magnetics, every time you get them wet, you need to remagnetize them. And if you have to do a glitter grabber, that's an extra step of magnetizing. And again, I'm impatient. I do not have the patience to do that. I did do it on a reflective magnetic recently. I was like, this is really pretty. But also, I kind of wish it didn't have reflectives in here because I hated that I had to do yet another layer of magnetizing. I feel like I skipped. Did I do this one? Was anyone paying attention? Did I do the full 3 coats on its own, y'all? Because I don't remember. I feel like I skipped it. I was not paying full attention. I was just coating everything in glitter grabber. feel like I did. Yeah, that shine says I did. Thank you, Shay, for paying attention. My mom says I skipped it. Oh no, now I'm conflicting. I feel like it's shiny enough that I did. Hold on, is it okay, we're tacky. I definitely did it. Okay. Yeah, you can see the shine that itself adds already. I'm going to give it just a second here to settle in and set on its own before we go in with top coat. I appreciate that somebody's paying attention because, y'all, my brain just said, wait, what happened? I guess we could, actually, you know what? I'm going to let this set off to the side. Glitter grabber and top coat just make everything better. Agreed. I'm going to go back to our magnetic and do its top coat so that glitter grabber can really set. Because glitter grabber is fast drying, but it is not the same as a quick dry top coat. So you really want to give it its time to set before you go in with your top coat. You also don't want to do your top coats too quickly or you're going to create air bubbles. So I'm going to let that one set and we're going to go into our rest and polish and get its glossy top coat on it. I am using a brand new, fresh, beautiful bottle of Glisten and Glow's shiny top coat. Jill says, I can't even imagine wearing a polish with no top coat even. Oh, no, I can't do it. I did a brand the other day that their polish is dried matte, which is not something I really experienced. Like the whole collection was designed for that. First of all, I do all of my swatches and I top coat and do shiny pictures, and then I do matte top coat and take their matte pictures. And since this dried matte, I'm going to set that back down to magnetize while we do the velvet one, and we'll let it set and I'll look at them all pretty. But I wanted to show off the fact that they dried so satiny matte on their own. So I did matte first and then shiny, and that was really confusing my brain to like figure out, did I take my pictures yet? Did I not take my pictures? And also because I didn't use a glossy top coat, the polishes were taking longer to set because they weren't top coat. We weren't using a fast drying thing. So then I'd like try to go outside and I'd risk bumping it. Like I'd hit it and I'd be so panicked of, did I just mess it up? And so yes, shiny top coat is your best friend to lock in everything. Even if you have a matte polish, I personally will still shiny top coat and follow that by a matte top coat. That's my personal preference. Also, quick drying top coat, like this is a quick drying top coat. It dries in minutes and it just makes a beautiful shine and you're ready to walk out the door. That's another big part of top coat. Plus it just protects your manis. So Jill says, agreed. Lots of pigments make everything matte. Yes. Typically you get like a dried satin or dried kind of matte. These dried matte. Like they looked like I put a beautiful matte top coat on top of them and they were gorgeous. But personal preference, I still want that strength of top coats on them to protect the manis. So like it drying matte was cool, but also not really an added bonus in my opinion because I'm going to top coat it anyways. Those are my 2 cents. Jill says, totally agree with all you're saying. All right, here is it with top coat. And it's just so beautiful. I 100% agree with everyone who said galaxy vibes. It does. It just looks like the night sky. You have that beautiful magnetic line there that you can definitely see the blue, the purple, and the pink, and then maybe red at the very edge. Definitely a little more red there at the extreme angle of it. And then those hollow flakes just kind of dance in the background like little twinkle stars. And then if we grab our flash here, we can show off those little hollow twinkles even more. Very, very pretty. And it's so glossy with that shiny top coat on there. Jill says, love, love, love. Agreed. I'm going to pop her back down here so she can keep setting. And here is our velvet. Yes, look at that glow with the glossy top coat. Like it was already stunning, but it's just so intense with that top coat now. Absolutely beautiful. This is going to be stunning at the glass bead technique too, which I will be doing on my swatches. I will do the bar magnet on 3 nails and a glass bead on the index and the thumb. I also will provide videos as well as photos because the glass bead just does not photograph well, or as easily, I guess. Here it is with flash, so you can see the hollow in there as well. Jill says, wow, epic. It's gorgeous. It just glows. Look at that. Yes, right there. The whole thing just glows. It's so, so pretty. All right, let me see. Can I get you a bottle shot without sticking these together? That is always the fun part of this game. Jill says, love the pink peeping at the sides too. Yes. All right, here is Rest and Polish. 2 coats. I wish I could get some of that pink in this label shot here. It says no. All right. We're just going to go with it there. There's your Rest and Polish, 2 coats with glossy top coat. My mom son says that's a winner for sure. Yes, it is stunning. If you're a magnetic fan, you're going to love this. Laura says we're going to need you to do the glass bead ASAP. Please. Well, I guess I could grab a swatch stick and we could do the glass bead method too. To be fair, I am going to swatch these tomorrow, but we could show it off tonight. All right. I'm going to put this to the side. Also, you know what? Hold on. Let's do a low lighting really quick because I just moved it, y'all, and the shift that happened when I moved it. Here it is in the lower lighting, which does pick up that red at the extreme angles even more. Oh, yeah. It's gorgeous. Okay. Turn the light back on. These are super pretty. I'm going to set it off to the side again. Let's go. I got to pull another swatch stick out. Hold, please. Laura says, you're the best. I do what I can. All right, let me get another swatch stick out because I wasn't prepared. Jill threw me off with having a magnetic at all. I didn't have swatch sticks out when we started this live. Okay, I have another swatch stick here. All right, everyone, please bear in mind, I have never used this contraption on a live before. I'm going to go with the small, which just means it has the smallest gap between the two. I'm not sure how this is going to do, like, we're going to find all this out together. I feel like it needs to be propped up a little bit higher, like an actual finger in there, so I'm not really sure how this is going to do. I'm thinking I'm going to put, maybe I'll put a Q-tip underneath it in there, just to give it a little bit, like, of lift, like a finger is in there. I don't know. Again, this is going to be, we're going to do 1 coat, 2 coats. Now, the brand that sells this, which is 5D Printing, I think, on Etsy, and Nailed It Magnetics is their new brand. Excuse me. They actually say you only have to do your, like, last layer or your top coat. I do every layer personally. That is just my preference for magnetics in general. So, yeah, that is what we're going to do here. We are going to do every layer because that's what I do. So here it is really quick unmagnetized. Again, beautiful shifty. You do not have to magnetize a magnetic polish just because, oh, this is going to be awkward. Okay, I'm going to try and hold it because the Q-tip is round and it wants to move. And then it has these little piggy holes. We're going to line up with those holes and then we're going to spin it. Oh boy. Okay, there's no weight in there, so that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna try and smush it down a little bit more. This is very awkward. I'm also not left-handed. Okay, I don't know if we can do a swatch with this, y'all. Maybe. I'm trying to make the thing not move, but there's no weight to it, so it's kind of like I'm putting around a golf or a ping pong ball. It's so light. Move this polish before I knock into it. All right. I do my magnetics. I do them for a minute. We're not going to do a minute here because it's going to take 10 hours. Well, you know what I mean, y'all. Exaggeration. It's part of ADD. But we're just going to give it a little bit spin. I don't know if I'm centered. I can't see crap in here. We're going to see what happens. I feel like it's moving around too much. I mean, it kind of worked. You can see it there in the middle. Yeah, it kind of did it. All right, we're gonna do a second coat, and I need to figure out something to make it heavy. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay, well that thought worked, but I want to do it slightly different. I am gonna tape this bad boy down. We're gonna actually, I want to tape it. Can I do it sideways? I'm gonna tape it, but I don't want to tape it to my background. I'm gonna tape it to this thing here, and we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it sideways. Can you roll some tape and stick it down on the table? See, Mom, we got the same thought. We got the same thought. Okay, we're gonna do a second coat. I know it's not completely dry, but it's not horribly unset. So let's do a second coat on here, and I'm gonna try and do it sideways. I might actually have more control over holding it sideways, and I am still gonna try and use the Q-tip to lift it up a bit. I'm not sure if that's, all right, we're going this way. We're gonna see what happens with it flat. Okay. Take out the Q-tip, you don't need it. I just feel like it wasn't as close up to the magnet that way because your finger adds your finger adds some thickness, which then pushes it closer to the magnet. So I feel like without having anything underneath it, it's not as close to the magnet, but we'll see. The tape is working at least. My mom says tape the Q-tip too. Well, I didn't think about that part now. So I'm gonna do it just a little bit longer here. Again, myself, I physically do a minute. I actually have my phone set a 1-minute timer, and I do a minute for every layer. We do the first coat, the second coat, and the top coat. I magnetize for a full minute. That is how I do my swatches and my personal magnetic manis. So I have no idea how long it's been. We're gonna call it and see what she looks like. All right, here we go. Ooh, okay, it is really pretty with the glass bead. So if you've not done the glass bead or you don't know what the difference is, here on my right is the velvet, and you can see it shifts left and right, but it doesn't really move up and down. Where the glass bead moves in all directions, you can see that movement. It literally looks like a glass bead in the middle of the nail. Laura says, you are committed. I just want to make sure that it stays, because like, I swatched this afternoon. I did this at like 2 o'clock this afternoon, and you can still very fully see my line and my glass bead effect. And a lot of people say that their lines move. And I think it's a patience thing. Like, I think if you truly let it set, it sticks. Laura says, ooh, yes, you can see it. Or not Laura, sorry, Jill. Jill says that, and it is gorgeous. You can see it as a glass bead. It's super, super pretty. Sandy says, girl, I only count to 50. I mean, then you're not far from a minute. If you count to 60, you're at a minute. So I used to count to 90, and I know I count fast, and then I get distracted and lose count. So I've started just yelling at my phone, and I make it set a timer, and I just watch out the window while I spin or whatever, or I watch TV, and then it tells me that it's time. So Laura says, love. My mom says, nice. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's gorgeous in all forms. Big fan. And now we've done our first glass bead on camera, and I don't know if it's our last glass bead, but we've done our glass bead on camera. Also, I have definitely knocked this off the stand a few times. You can see my polish all over it. These are 3D printed, so as with the Glamour gear, you cannot clean these with acetone. So keep that in mind when you purchase your colors. I personally don't hate the polish on it. I think it adds to the vibe, and it just means that it gets used in a lot of love. But if you do purchase one of these, they have many different colors. The white and black are the basic, most cheap, which is why I got the white. It was the most affordable one. That was just personal preference. Like, I didn't need to spend money on color, but they have some really pretty, like, metallic-y color duochrome ones now that are slightly more, and they'd be really cool too. So if you get one, pick your color. But all right, let's go in and top coat all of these swatches now, and then we'll go through and do label shots. So we have done Glitter Grabber. We did that on all of them. We did a coat of Glitter Grabber. We're going to follow it up with Glisten and Glow's Shiny Top Coat now. Jill says, thank you tons. Of course. Sandy says, nice job. Thanks, Sandy. Appreciate the encouragement. Laura, I tried Mom Spinner and knocked it off multiple times. So annoying. I do okay. I feel like I'm an edge of the table painter. Like, this is my table. I gotta have my finger here when I'm painting. That's my comfort level. And when I do the magnet here, I feel like I get too hard and I knock it off. Where if I do it up here and I just give myself a little space, I don't knock it off. I have definitely messed up a swatch and had to redo it because I wasn't paying attention and I knocked it off there. But as long as you're like conscious of spinning it, it's really like, it is user friendly. And I think it's the most user friendly one I have found for purchase. So, oh, I did a bad job on that tip. Get on there. Glossy top coat. All right. Now, I am very excited to try a mechanical version because, again, I am lazy, so just flipping a switch is going to be amazing. Plus, Laura, I really am excited to try your technique of doing the ring on top of it, too, to get that really, really, like, you know, sucked in circle. I don't know why I felt like we needed to do that noise, but I did. So, Laura, they have a Halloween color one, but it's $25. Yes, the Halloween ones are so cool. They're like a purple multi-chrome and they're gorgeous. But the basic white version was $18. And then they went up from there. Black was also 18. And I just went with the white. So I don't really know why. If my option is black or white on things in general, I tend to go white because I like bright, clean looking things. I've always been like that. Even like when iPhones, when you're like your screen bezel was white or black, I always got white. Black showed fingerprints and I just always went white. And that's kind of how I still am. I just like the clean look of white. So I went with white. But I feel like I should have gone with black because I've gotten polish all over it and you wouldn't see it on the black. So again, personal thing, your personal preference, and it just depends on what you want to spend. $1, $2 more for a really cool color, go for it. I just figured if I was spending money that I shouldn't be spending, I would go with the cheapest option. Sandy, use the silicone mat so it doesn't move the bottom. So I do have a silicone mat underneath here that I always use a silicone nail mat on my desk anyways, but this is just a paper background. So I couldn't do that in this case. But yes, having the silicone bottom will keep the tray from moving too. Lori says, yes, I can't wait for your try. I'm so excited. All right, here we are, all top coated. So I guess I can do label shots at the same time, but we're just going to show it off shiny first. Gorgeous. Look at all that gorgeous shimmer and glitter. This one is Headstone Sparkle. It's beautiful. Let me grab you a label shot. Headstone Sparkle. This is 2 coats, top with glitter grabber and glossy top coat. Jill says, love these. Yes, they are beautiful. And Jill is correct that they look better with top coat. I mean, they are intense glitter flaky bombs, so they're going to have some texture. And that top coat and glitter grabber just smoothed everything right out. All right, here is our nail in the coffin. And it is so shiny and glossy. You can see those flakes dance in every color in here. This is 3 coats of nail in the coffin. Again, topped with glitter grabber and glossy top coat. Next, we have Plot Twist, which was our very, I was going to say chunky glitter crowley. I mean, it wasn't chunky, but it has so much glitter in it that it definitely had a ton of texture. And this is 1 coat of glitter grabber with a coat of glossy top coat. It is very smooth. It's really smooth to the touch. You can see just maybe a teeny tiny bit of texture. If you wanted to do a 2nd coat of glitter grabber or top coat just to make it glass-like, you definitely can. But you can see those glitters even more, and they sparkle now that they have that top coat on them. Very much a party in a bottle. That is 2 coats of Plot Twist with a coat of glitter grabber and glossy top coat. Mom says surprise party in a bottle. Yes. Ooh, you know what? I'm actually going to a birthday party for my friend's son on Friday. He's going to be 6. question mark. I'm pretty sure he's going to be 6. And this would be really fun to wear. So the kids will love this. And then we are going into our Crypt Keeper Chic, which is our flaky packed topper or individual. So here it is, 1 coat on its own with glossy top coat and glitter grabber. And then you have 3 coats built up with glitter grabber and top coat. Look at how shiny and smooth that is. Oh, it's so pretty. And then as a topper over Hush Honey, which is this beautiful charcoal gray cream, and Evil Sumbitious, gorgeous, gorgeous purple, perfect for Halloween time. Both of these are also available on the website. They are from the Hunting Wives inspired collection. Also, if y'all haven't watched that show yet on Netflix, go watch it. It's fantastic. I'm not usually into suspense or like crime scene kind of stuff, but like not crime scene, but like crime show, whodunits. But it's a very good show. So I highly, highly recommend checking it out as well. But there it is as a topper. I'm going to give you a label shot as a topper here. So that's 1 coat on its own. And then we did top coat it with glitter grabber and glossy top coat. And then here it is in 3 coats. Jill says, we just finished it again. I haven't rewatched it. We'll probably rewatch it before the 2nd season just so we know what's going on. I am currently watching Gilmore Girls for the 400th time. And Miss Jill, I am making a list of potential polish names. Is a long list because there's so many quotable things from that show. But we're definitely going to have to talk about this potential Gilmore Girls collection because I'm real excited for it. And also the amount of times I'm like swatching and I have to yell at Siri to add a note to my list. I'm like, wait, you got to write that down. All right, so, and then I will also do one more shot here if anybody wants it, so you remember those cream colors we used. Actually, I guess I could do, let me get you, if anybody wants to pick up these creams, excuse me. Oh, if anybody wanted to pick up the creams, okay. Ooh, let me grab my water really quick, y'all. Ooh. Sorry, Jill says, yes, we're watching Gigi again too. Yes, it's so good. I love it. I also feel like, I don't know if it's because I'm listening for names or I'm just like, because I've seen it so many times and paying more attention. I don't know, but I definitely am noticing things that I didn't notice previously, which I think happens every time you rewatch a show, but, okay. I'm trying to do, I think that kind of works. So this was 1 coat of Crypt Keeper Chic over Hush Honey. Again, top coated with glossy top coat and a layer of glitter grabber. Sorry, glitter grabber is the proper name. And then I'll get you a, good Lord, I'm a mess. I just bumped y'all again. All right, and then here is, oh my goodness gracious. If my hands could only work, that would be great. Me too. I noticed so many things or connect more dots. Yes, agreed. Again, and I have watched it. I'm not kidding. I have watched it so many times I've lost count. It is my go-to comfort show. I absolutely love it. And I've watched it The Year in a Life multiple times too. Here it is over 1 coat over Evil Sumbitious. Yeah, I've seen it so many times, but even I still notice things. I still notice new things. The show also just has a ton in it, so. All right. So that is our full collection, which I'm going to put and get everything here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so everything's on the screen, plus our magnetics. Will you stay? Are you going to, hold on. If everything could just do what my brain wants it to do, that'd be great. And then, of course, we do have the glass bead, which I didn't top coat, and we'd have to spin it and all that stuff. So I'm not even going to lie, we're not going to top coat that one right now. But here is our full Graveyard Glam collection. I zoom in just a little bit. You can see a little bit better. I feel like the green is coming up a little bit darker. It does have a more green than black to it in person. But here is your full Graveyard Glam collection. Again, all of these are available on the website right now if you want to purchase the whole collection. It is $52 for the full set, or Friday the 10th at 6 p.m. you can start buying them individually for $11.50 each. So that is everything. They are absolutely stunning. Jill, you did perfect for Halloween. I'm so excited to swatch these. And like I said, I'm totally going to wear this one to the birthday party on Friday. So, all right, I'm going to flip y'all around. We can chat for just a second. Let me scoot back. I always feel like I'm so close. Ugh. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to scoot back here and... yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Thank you so much, Jill, for sending them to me. She says, thanks so much. Yes, I'm super, super excited for these. I can't wait to swatch them. Again, I'm very sorry that I'm late. I'm so good about writing due dates down, and for some reason I wrote these down as due on the 10th, not like they release. So I actually, even yesterday I was thinking, okay, I'm like, oh, if they're due on the 10th, then they probably come out on the 13th or whatever. And then I pulled out the paper today and I was like, oops. Totally wrote that down wrong. So yeah, that was my mistake. I will have these turned into tomorrow, I promise. You're so welcome. Sorry, I forgot the chicken. That's all right. There is not always a magic chicken, y'all. We can't always expect the magic chicken. Whose birthday is it? It is my friend's son's birthday. I believe it's his 6th birthday. I thought it was 5th, but we went, I'm like in my head doing math. We went to his 4th birthday. It was at a petting zoo. It was really cool. And then last year they actually went to Disney, so that would have been his 5th. So I believe it is his 6th birthday on Friday. We're going to like a fun center. So it's going to be a blast. We got him a really cool toy, like a big old gladiator drivable car thing. I don't know. Anyways, we're very excited. So Laura says, keep the magnetics coming. Yes, these are gorgeous. I absolutely love this one. It's stunning. And Huntrix was another beautiful, beautiful polish. So we love your magnetics, Jill. Keep doing them. Keep playing with them and experimenting. Yeah, I need a green one. We need a green magnetic, y'all. I don't feel like I have a whole lot of greens in magnetic form. We're getting a lot of green now, but we need a green magnetic. That's on my list. Jill says, Laura, sure thing. A few more in the works. Ooh, yay. I can't wait to see. I'm very, very excited. So thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I hope that your week is going good. We are halfway through it finally. If you watch the replay here or on YouTube, leave me a comment. Let's just chat. Let me know what your favorite go-to Halloween colors are. Are you a purple fan? Are you orange? Or do you choose something out of the box? But let's chat. Leave a comment here or on the YouTubes. Yes, I said that. And yeah. Jill says, I'm doing a green. Yes, I can't wait. Mom says, hot pink magnetic like Mall Madness. Yes, she does love your Mall Madness. And I'm working in December and January next week. Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So, yeah. Okay. Everyone have a wonderful night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.